Hey everyone, how's it going? It's been a bit of a whirlwind the last couple of weeks. I like to sit down and sort of share my thoughts. I do this really often on my Inside the Hex platform through Hexcast, and I realized that I used to do this a lot more often on the YouTube channel, where I sat down with you and just sort of got the camera out and just told you where I'm at and what's going on. And obviously we've come off of we're sort of wrapping up this year, 2021. As a business and as a YouTuber, if you will. I have this really sort of weird spot where I'm sitting in this influencer, but I'm not a really good influencer, and retailer, but I'm not a particularly great retailer. But when you put the two, it's kind of like the Sonic cabinets, right? Where Sonic doesn't make the absolute best cabinet, they don't make the absolute best tools, but they make the best foam inlays, and when you put that combination together, you end up with something really cool. So I'm hoping that's what I am as a human, and what Obsessed Garage has become, a sort of business representation of what it is I'm hoping to provide the world with. But I wanted to just sort of give you a wrap up on the year, and I want to make some suggestions to you. That'll probably be the title of this video, on what to tell the people in your life to do. The guys here wanted me to make a commercial for gift cards, but I said, well, I want to give it State of the Union. That's what I want to talk about. That's what I've been thinking about a lot. So since we're starting the video out here, go to obsessedgarage.com. You can do, we re-implemented virtual gift cards as well. So if you don't, like if your spouse or your significant other, or you're buying for your buddy or something like that, you know that wants to buy stuff from us, or is a fan of Obsessed Garage or me or whatever, we implemented the virtual one, so you can print them off. But I still think we have the best gift cards in the game. I got my grubby fingers all over it, but with Reserve Your Spot, you're able to lock down items. But there's going to be a lot of people around the holidays. Like, I haven't bought anything yet, so I'm screwed. The supply chain issues are going to cause problems for everybody. So more than ever, I think a gift card makes a lot of sense, and we've got these freaking sick setups here. So what we do is we activate the card and send it in this pretty nifty little envelope for your significant other to buy for you, your parents, your friends, your relatives, your cousins, or just tell the people around you that that's what you want. That's going to bother me if I can see it in frame here. Let's just set it down here. But the OG gift card is pretty sick. I think you should consider telling everybody to get you one of these, and that way you could go in and choose to reserve your spot on things, because you're going to end up getting the frickin' the Armor All bucket, or getting some new Turtle Wax spray or something garbage that you don't want, because your people in your life are going to be scrambling looking for something to get you. So just tell them, don't be stupid. Just get me what I want, and what I want you don't know. And even though I can send you to Obsessed Garage to buy it, they probably don't have it. So just get me an Obsessed Garage gift card. That would be my suggestion to everybody. And we're going to it's going to especially be a good thing to get this year, because I'm about to explain to you what we did over the holiday, the Thanksgiving weekend. Was pretty remarkable. It's been humbling to see how much support we've gotten from all of you. We actually sold only a few more orders, but we did a lot more dollars, because the average order, I think that's largely to do with the stuff that we have now. We have a much more robust catalog, as I tend to want to chase this end-to-end solution idea, where I want to be able to provide you with anything in the garage. And one of the things I've been looking into is providing paint and obviously lights and stuff like that. So OG gift card, go tell the people in your life. So we got my guys here next door can be happy that I pitched this to you. Gift cards, the way to go, and we have plenty of them available. We'll get them shipped out like almost immediately after about a week. So by the time you're watching this video, I'm hoping that we've caught up to where we're at, and caught up to where you're at in orders. And it's been a bit of a whirlwind. So 2020 was, we've continued to see, somewhere around, 100% growth year over year from year to year. And we'll see. We won't see quite 100% growth this year because I think as the numbers get bigger, I think it's possible if we at some point, if there's a bit of virality, like if we do some project or make some videos that reach a broader audience, that more people see it, that there's a very real possibility we could see some exponential growth, bigger than what we've seen, bigger than doubling each year. But I think that as the numbers get bigger, it gets a little bit more complicated, a little more difficult to grow. So, if you grow, tens of millions by 50%, it's still a big growth number. And to be frank with you, I don't have goals. It's something I don't care. It's not what I'm after. I'm after this end-to-end solution, and I think because I'm after the end-to-end solution, I think that the result is that no one else is doing that, and very few people would be even suited to do that. I don't think there may be a half a dozen in the world of crazy people that would have this homologation of events in their life to be able to provide a resource like that. I think many people would try, but it's unlikely that you're afflicted in the same fashion that I am, and now we are here with all the people that are here. But I think our growth trajectory will continue, and I hope that at some point we continue to reach a broader and broader audience of people as we, but without compromising. I don't want to become an entertainer. I don't want to become an influencer. I want to be this hybrid of just doing me, living one existence, and then hoping that together, you, the OG crew, and me, the three of us together three groups of us together can come up with a new subset, a new version, a new take on the world. And that world involves, the garage being the lead place for your home. And as I come closer and closer to the completion of the garage, I think what we are going to see coming up in 2022, 2023 is more end-to-end stuff, more all of it, like more transforming a garage as a big project, and we do sort of all at once. We take all these, because I've been so focused on all the parts and pieces the last 4 or 5 years of my life, and now all the people here have helped create some speed at which we can create that, or a lot of speed at which, because in the beginning I was taking the photos, writing the descriptions, taking the weights and dimensions, figuring out how to buy the product, and then figuring out how to continue to keep inventory. And as we evolved and have hired people, and then people around here have developed an expertise, I would argue that every single person here, which is hard for me to admit, is better at doing what it is that they do that I did in the beginning. You know what I'm saying? So the people that that, like for instance Mike T, that's taking photos, is taking a way better photo with way better equipment and a much more grand scale than I did when I was taking a photo. Or when Lewis is writing a description, he's writing it in my tone of voice, but he's actually more thorough because he's focused on writing the description for a product using the words and terms that I do. Or Michael Waba editing a video. This video looks a lot better than it ever did with me setting up a camera in my garage, and that's going to continue to evolve and improve. And so I think that because of the leverage and because of that exponentiality, if that's a word, of the ability to produce, content and produce products, we've been able to see a ramp up and a speed at which I could have never done. It would have taken a lot more time, a decade or so. We've done what would have taken a decade in half a decade, to get to this point. So that means, just like the speed at which technology improves, I think the speed at which we can continue to improve is reaching, a critical mass, reaching a speed at which the next will be able to accomplish what took 5 years to accomplish in 1 year, and continue to exponentially improve and grow from there. So hopefully our growth trajectory is even bigger and better from that standpoint. So 2021 has been a really remarkable year from a hiring perspective. I don't know how many people we had to start the year, but I think we have 26 now, or 25. The 26 starts in a few weeks after the first of the year. Sean comes. We need a couple of more, so we're still looking for, still taking some resumes, looking for some technical support people to just come in and chase. But I hired, sort of strategic people and strategic positions, and a bunch of people have promoted. For instance, Kyle at the beginning of the year was leading technical support, and now he's already not only leading and moved into the designing garages specifically, exclusively. He now will have, 2 employees that are working for him, and then that will grow from there. And he has a Rolodex of a large group of garages that he's working on right now that will generate, millions of dollars in revenue for the organization, but more importantly, will provide us with more content, more people that we can serve, more lessons we can learn, more products than we can develop, and so on and so forth. So we've seen quite a big transition. We moved into the Yarn building here in the summertime, got this thing started to evolve and move, and of course Mike has come and started here early. He wasn't supposed to start till January 1st, so he's here improving the facility. And if you walk through here now, it's pretty much my nightmare with stuff. Everything is a little bit unfinished, kind of like my house has been a little bit unfinished. Or everything was a lot unfinished, and now everything is a little bit unfinished, and we're knocking off that checklist to kind of get all of these unfinished things completed and up to date and up to speed. And I've been talking about this inside the Hex. I've been sort of reactive the last, say, 18 months or 2 years. We're hoping to transition to a more proactive state, which is something that I think will ebb and flow if we continue to grow. If the thing continues to, if you guys continue to support this and buy things like gift cards and enroll in garage designs and purchase, pressure washing packages, and allow us to continue to make videos like this all day, and me to just continue to chase this fun stuff in hopes to provide the world a resource, I think that our growth potential will ebb and flow as well. So I think 2022 looks like this. I think by the end of that year, I would wager that we'll probably have a dozen people in garage design. I'll be able to start advertising and talking about that and driving people to that, really explaining what we offer as that continues to evolve. Right now, we just sort of take people that kind of discover it on the website or have been watching a video and said, hey, I want you to design our garage. And so what we do now is, you shoot us an email, get with Kyle. Kyle then gets on the phone or sends you emails back and forth. You talk about what you want to do. Usually it's a call or a Zoom meeting or something like that. And you provide all the information, and then what your garage is and what you're planning and how much money you're willing to spend and all that stuff. And then we render it to draw it up, and then provide quotes, and then work with contractors and things like that. I think that that's going to continue to evolve. And again, I've hired a kid who was a mechanical engineer who's focused on Revit, and will be transitioning to AutoCAD, so we can pull in the actual physical product dimensions instead of a mock that we've created now. So I'm really excited to see what happens with that. 2022 also, again, I think is going to be focused on our transition from the individual parts and pieces to the end-to-end stuff, the bigger picture stuff. For instance, in 2018 and 19, I was making a lot of detailing videos talking about individual detailing products. Now, when I make a detailing video, I'm showing the whole process. Well, not only are we showing the whole detailing process, we're showing the entire garage that's been built. And so I'm able to start working on bigger projects. And so wash and drive series, we've also accumulated most of these drawers back here are filled with equipment for stabilization. We've got a Ronin R2 sitting over there to do lead follow, so to do some wash and drive stuff. So 2022, I want to start formalizing and have a regular produced schedule. I'd like to do a couple of dozen of those in 2022. So 24 episodes. Maybe we'll do seasons of this, where we're starting to show, I'm discovering different cars. People are going to bring cars from all over, and I'm going to do my washing and talk about what I'm experiencing with very specific detailing products. We'll probably try a bunch of new products, and washing somebody else's car, kind of critiquing it, taking it for a quick drive, and then capturing and lead follow and make that really, really well, highly produced. The other thing with cars that I want to do is I've never really told in a condensed, 20 or 30 minute or maybe 45 minute, cinematic like movie of each of the cars that I have, that most of them will probably be pretty long term for me, or at least some version of that car would be long term to me. E92, E36, some version of GT3s, GT4s will be a little bit longer term, and so I want to tell those stories of those cars, and so more sort of storytelling movies, like little mini movies. We're going to create that sort of stuff, which as I mature personally, I think that I'm able to craft and tell those stories a little bit better and do some production. By the way, sprinkling these produced very specific things inside of the day-to-day. So we hired Chris Toda, who's come here. So the goal is to ramp up vlogging and day in the life stuff as well on the YouTube channel, just so people who are interested in that kind of stuff can stay, and we stay on the long format wash and talks, things like that, that are supplemented by these fun, well-produced, good-looking projects. And then the other thing I'm going to do, 2022 is going to be very heavily focused again on the end-to-end side of things by me building a house. I'm looking to have this finalized pricing and architecture. I'm working with an architecture firm. We'll have a video coming out next week on this, or maybe later this week or this weekend, on what my plan is for the house and the project around my house, and what I'm intending to do there. And the goal there would be just to share the process, share the learning process, and all the various things I'm going to figure out. And because the garage is a focal point, but there are many other things that I have such a sincere interest in the home. You've seen that for years on the channel of me sharing different projects, like doing Panasonic Whisper Quiet fans, or dealing with different light options and bulbs, and dealing with appliances, and building an outdoor kitchen, and all these various things that I've shared with you over the years, choosing paint colors, or working with an interior designer, and I've shared a lot of this stuff in dribs and drabs. I want to create a specific series around Destination OG. The initial destination is my house, the Mormon home, the Mormon compound. So we're going to build a website. The Destination Obsessed Garage is the brand. I think that we're going to keep that as the brand of it, and that'll allow us to then start offering also solutions around, whether it's like a Zip Hydro Tap or a Zender ERV, or some unique things. There's this I think it's called Rainwater Solutions, is a voltage stabilization system that I'm really interested in doing. Solar, dealing with some of these modern building science, hopefully collaborating with guys like Matt Reisinger, and collaborating with some other YouTube personalities, people that are experts in the field of energy science and things like that, and building a proper home. And I think that could also be something that gives us a bit more broad appeal, because my sincere interest is transforming. So now that we're off of the individual Legos, now it's about making the Lego castle, right? So we have all the Legos figured out, so now we have a grouping of Legos with our hose reels and our audio systems and our cabinets and our flooring and lighting and all these different things. Milwaukee tools, hand tools. We'll continue to create and find and craft and hone Legos, if you will, all these widgets. But I'm so interested in that. Like, you walk into a 20 by 20 garage and we transform it with all the parts and pieces. And I'm interested really in doing all different levels, not just the level of the Atlanta garage that we did, I'm interested in doing, what can we build for $10,000? What can we build for $25,000? What can we build, progressively? What are the progressions? And so I think that there's a real sort of episode style, well-produced sort of video series of still kind of doing my thing, that long format thing, but doing it in a transformative way and sharing with the world all these little parts and pieces that we've crafted and put together, and showing how it can all fit. And doing, there will always be a certain Obsessed Garage style, that kind of sterile style, but there will be where we do different things for different people and what they're interested in doing. And that to me is what I think design is. So Obsessed Garage Design is our content hub. And so in order for us to produce it, in order for us to create content around it, we got to put our best foot forward on every single person's project. I talked about this when I was doing the Atlanta garage and some of those videos where, treat it like it's my own. I was taking a little bit too much ownership of a garage that's not even mine. And so we did all the things that I would want to do to my own garage, and then some. And so we do the same thing as we're designing every single individual's garage, and then we can only do so many, but we end up having this amazing content resource where we're able to hopefully provide the world with a bunch of ideas, and then hopefully be able to reap the results of being able to sell people these things as well. So this has always been my grand vision for quite some time. If you've ever seen the OG master plan that I have on the wall, I thought that Obsessed Garage's main focus was going to be making a destination. I think we will still end up building a compound, 3 to 5 years from now, on some property and building a really cool looking place. But I think my focus and the focus of the business is content driven by these end-to-end solutions that we're able to provide. And on the back end, which has been the forefront of all of everything I've done on YouTube, on the back end will be the continuing to hone and improve all the Legos, if you will, all the individual parts and pieces. And because we'll have the robustness of humans and technology, cameras and equipment, we'll not only be able to capture all this end-to-end stuff, all these transformations, all the the wash and drive, all the stuff that we normally do, and then some. We'll still be able to capture the behind-the-scenes stuff even better to show what we're working on, what we're improving. How do we get a T-shirt made? There's a vacuum hose reel. Why? What does it mean to buy it from us, and what are we hoping to provide you? Sharing with you the software that we've chosen to transition to in our warehouse. All that kind of stuff is what I think 2022 is going to look like, and I just hope that the economy and the supply chain doesn't alter that too much, and doesn't cause some real issues from an ability to be able to produce this stuff. In other words, I need you guys to keep buying stuff in order to do these evolutionary things I'm talking about. So then after my home is built, then I want to start doing those projects, like for instance, buy a place in the Highlands and do the borrow for money thing. You borrow my house for money through Destination OG, where I plan, so let's say we plan the project, we design it, we share with you all the parts and pieces and how we designed it, why I chose what I chose, all the, have hyperlinks back to paint colors and tile choices and obviously all the garage stuff, and then hopefully be able to provide a good percentage of that to be able to say, hey, if you want to do it this way, you click this button and it'll take you to our website to have you buy all this stuff. And then also have this sort of ancillary ability for a certain subset of people that want to rent the house, borrow the house. And remember, rent implies entitlement. You're going to borrow, it's my house, you're going to borrow it. But I could imagine this, like if there was a place that I could go to right now, it was on vacation, that could satisfy family and me and everybody in between, family, friends, and myself. It would have an amazing couch, it was an awesome, basic, not a home theater, but a a theater like, I don't like dedicated theaters, but like multi-purpose theater, have a cool office that I can go and work at a little bit while I'm on vacation. And then of course have a garage where I could either ship my own car there or even just wash the rental and play with the lift and the lights and the detailing tools and all the products, and then you'll be able to get to touch and feel various Milwaukee or Sonic tools and all those things. And so that I just know very clearly, and I would only need like 20 people a year to borrow the house in order to cover the cost of the house. But the main reason I want to do that is, again, end to end. It'll provide the whole video resource of months and months of footage while we're building that thing, while we're choosing it, designing it, building it, and then let's say I flew, me and 3 of the guys up there, the camera guys and a couple other guys, take them on a trip. And we go around the area, we go whitewater rafting, we go mountain biking, we go whatever, ropes coursing, hiking in the mountains there, and you go eat at restaurants, and you get to create a bunch of content around that, a bunch of videos to then support the place, so that way when you go there, you know what to do and what to eat and where to go and what to play. Where do you go rent some ATVs from, or some side-by-sides or something like that? Would be what I'd envision if we did a place at a beach. Where do you set up your chairs? Where do you go? Where do you eat? What do you do during the day? What do you do at night? What do you do with the kids? And just experience that and share that. And then provide everybody that, so each property will have its own brand and have its own page, where then you could go to and sort of dream about going there, and then when you actually do go there, you know what to do and where to go and where to eat and all that stuff. I just think it would be really cool. That could be our way to a little bit of virality, and that maybe we become, maybe instead of a 200,000 subscriber channel, it becomes a 500,000, or we get a little bit more traffic or something like that. And those who want the stuff, they want the rants and all that stuff, will still get it through all of this other, the traditional content. But then those who don't want that can watch the produced specific stuff, where we're hopefully providing value and educating. So as you can see, I'm getting rambling all over the place. I'm really excited about where I think we're headed. It's been a sort of a whirlwind of where we've come, and it's truly a we now. It's me, it's you, and it's all the people that are in this building and in my life that has changed it, and hopefully for the better. That's the hope. So we did, we did our November thing, and we're learning some other things about how to improve efficiency. For example, this year we're packing and shipping almost an identical amount of packages as we did last year. Now the average order is up substantially, and I think that's because a lot of people are able to lock down their spot on expensive things that are coming that we don't have at the moment, but they want to lock their spot. You want to lock your spot down in line. But we're still shipping out, and we're also splitting up our shipments as well, and so that takes a little bit more time to keep that organized. But we really need to figure out, technologically, how can we improve upon our picking process. Obviously, we're going to need a new building at some point. I'm hoping to avoid that for a few years. But how can we improve the speed at which we recover from a major event like, Black Friday? We had something like $1 million more in sales than last year, and it was a substantial amount of orders more, not a substantial amount, a decent amount of orders more, but a substantial amount of per item per order, number of boxes per order, and so we're starting to get into and shave down. We're about a week behind of our shipments, which normally we're like a minute behind, and so they're chopping their way out of that hole to get back on. You order it, we ship it, sort of thing, and I'm trying to figure out that balance of getting people to work extra, having them make a little bit more money from working extra, but not burning them out to where they can't do it. Because what I don't want is, I don't want 15 people standing around all year just for one day. And so we're experiencing that, that imagine you ordered something this Wednesday outside of the sale, and you're getting in a week, we're shipping in a week behind where we normally would, which is not ideal. And so the goal would be able to improve efficiency to where we can increase and double, triple, quadruple our capacity and be able to ramp that up and down whenever necessary. And I think technology is going to have to overcome expertise of the individual, so I could ramp up part-time labor if I needed to, and figure out a way to make it so that it's so simple that we could train somebody to do it in a few hours rather than a few months. So those are the things that it's kind of like getting warehouse support and being able to buy software and pay for expertise and hire people that are experts in that, or getting people to learn to become experts is a lot like you need a financial advisor when you're 20, but you don't have any money, and you get a financial advisor after you've made all your money. And so with warehousing and packing and shipping, you're able to hire expertise, you're able to buy software, you're able to improve efficiencies after you've already figured it out, right? And so you're having to learn on the fly, and pretty basically every single company is having to reinvent the wheel until they can get to the point to where you start, either hiring expertise or bringing in outside consultants and things like that. And so I'm stepping away from a lot of that and letting the people that I've involved in this process, the people that have chosen to work here, really chase that, and so that I can focus on all this other stuff that I'm talking about, which is to engage with you and connect with you and continue to provide not only what we have been, but continue to improve upon that and provide better things. So 2021 is a really sort of an analysis year and a Lego building year, where we've created infinitely more products this year than we ever have, and so I think that we're rounding out that sort of the Lego acquisition phase, and now we're going to take those Legos and put them together and improve our packages, improve our user interface, improve our content around sharing with you what we do there. So this hope of being a hybrid influencer / retailer and be good at neither one of those, but be great at whatever that hybrid is. I think that we're doing okay on that, and I'm hoping that you continue to respond to it. I'm excited about. I don't really even care so much. I actually really enjoy being in this little house that I bought, the downgrade house. I think that I need a muse, I need a project, because like I said, we're about to finish up all these projects, and so I think now is the time to build a house. Now is the time to learn a lot of lessons. I don't think this will be my forever home. I don't think I'll ever have a forever home. I love the chase, I love the improvement. I'm interested to see how I deal with, I've really enjoyed buying a house and then modifying it. I really enjoyed buying cars and modifying them. It'll be interesting to see what it's like to start from scratch with a blank canvas and then get to choose what it is I want to do. Am I any good at that? Can I work with a contractor well? And if we do a really great job, does that something that I sell and then do the next one? I think I'm going to find out, and I'm going to bring you along for the ride. But thanks for your support on our Black Friday thing. I don't like sales, but I do like the concept of gathering a group of people and hopefully providing them some value, and I think that the Black Friday thing does that. I know it's not a big discount, but we're also selling a lot of products that don't have an exorbitant margin because I'm curating them and not just buying all from a few places, because I'm buying things from all over the place, a lot of one-off stuff. It doesn't afford me the ability to run 25% off of something. I may only have 25% margin in it. And so thanks for your support there. I really appreciate that. I'm telling you, the gift cards, if you tell I know you because I know me. If I got like 10 of these, from my relatives, because I know that everything that I have in my store is that's all that I want. Maybe a few other things, maybe some Nike sneakers or something like that. But outside of that, if you get me some gift cards and let me choose, I'd much prefer that over, and a lot of people don't like to give you money. And so this is one way to do it, where they can get you something cool. So again, appease my guys, help me out here, buy some gift cards. Tell your people, buy the darn gift cards for yourself, give them to your people. This is what I argue with Michelle about. This is the stupidest thing ever. You buy all the gifts for yourself, give them to somebody else, they wrap them and give them back to you. And they do the same thing. They buy all the stuff for themselves and they give it to you, you wrap it and give it back to them. And it's an equal exchange. This is why I get called Scrooge in my family. But if you're going to play that game, you might as well set the terms. So hit yourself up some Suscars gift cards, and then you can buy whatever you want, whenever you want it. And hopefully we solve this supply chain issue and continue to chase. So, yeah, it's been a wild ride. You're going to see a continued evolution. And hopefully you enjoy it. I always appreciate your feedback, and I love the certain commenters on YouTube. I know that the commenters on YouTube and commenters on Instagram are a small subset of the general population of what you guys think, because I see you people on the street, I see you come and visit, I talk to people all the time on the phone. It's encouragement and all of the accolades that the dollars that come in as the result of the passion and the lack of care for the dollars, I'm very appreciative of that, and I've gotten better at accepting that, and it's you've all changed my life, and I'm going to continue to evolve and continue to let you change it. So thanks for all of that. And I'd like to say see you next year, but I'm going to see you about 45 times between now and the end of the year on various videos. So I guess I'll see you on the next video. Thanks for watching. Thanks for your support. Hit up some gift cards.